I was nominated to do the 22 push-ups a day for veteran suicide challenge, something I normally don't do. I did it once a long time ago, but I was the first time I've been nominated by somebody that's not in the military. So that must mean that this is movement, or this meaning, or whatever it is kind of moving outside of the military realm. So I'm going to do it, but of course I'm going to do it my own way. Instead of 22 push-ups for 22 days, we're going to do 484 push-ups for one day, because getting me to do anything for more than 2 or 3 consecutive days is a challenge. So getting me to do something for 22 days is something I wouldn't finish. So I'm just going to do it all in one shot because that'll be easier. But I'm going to say a few things to my military friends, my non-military friends, and I just want to say, for my military friends, quit being assholes. All right. I know when you get on there and you say these push-ups, they don't do anything, they don't mean anything, nobody's getting any better because you're doing push-ups. Well, that's just not true. This movement has started multiple nonprofits that have helped people. I know personally people that has helped because they've seen somebody post a video that they haven't seen in a while about this exact movement, and then they picked up the phone and made that call, and it might have potentially saved their life. So when you're out there saying that this doesn't do anything, maybe you're right. Maybe it's not what does it for you, but if it does it for one person, it's all that matters. All right. So, and like I said, if it helps one person out of all of our community pick up the phone and call somebody, or start that conversation with their significant other, it's done something. So quit being naysayers, quit being negative out there. And if somebody nominates you to do it, you don't have to do it, but just know that people are thinking about you and want you to, make that phone call or talk to somebody, so that you can, and it doesn't have to be suicide, it can be anything you're struggling with. So to say this doesn't do anything, just quit being an asshole. My civilian friends, or people who've never had anything to do with the military guys, especially people in my line of work, we're the most stubborn people you will ever meet. All right. And that's why, I wouldn't do it, but I get why some guys pick up a gun and shoot themselves, vice asking for help, because asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's kind of the way we're just wired that way. And it might sound absurd, but I mean, I'll just use myself for example. I walked around for 6 years on an ankle that hurt really bad. And because I was too stubborn to go see a doctor, I just dealt with pain. And when I went and finally saw a doctor, he said, "Yep, every ligament in your ankle's torn and I need to completely rebuild it." And now I'm probably going through a longer recovery process because I was just too stubborn to do it, to go fix it myself. Or a guy will be walking on objective and he'll be carrying so much more weight than everybody else, and he'll be hurting and sweating and dying and almost going down as a heat casualty. And instead of asking for help, he'd rather just go fall out, because if you ask for help, it's a sign of weakness. And that's just the way we're wired. So if you see somebody struggling, and somebody might be struggling, you're gonna have to reach out to them a lot of time, because they're just not gonna reach out to you, because we're just not that smart when it comes to that stuff, if you want to be honest. And the last thing I'll say is, back to this whole thing, this 22 push-ups a day, it starts a conversation. And with anything, whether it's your mental health, your physical health, your marriage, your kids, your relationship with the Lord, if you have one or you don't have one, it all starts with a conversation. You have to talk to somebody, which is the hardest thing for a veteran to do, a military person to do, is to talk. You have to talk. You have to start the conversation. And then, like I said earlier, if this movement, or me doing 484 push-ups, and Kate is going to do 484 push-ups this morning, hey, it makes one person start a conversation with their wife, their kid, their mom, their dad, their healthcare provider, their squad leader, their platoon sergeant, their first sergeant, their command sergeant major, their commander. It was a success. So I'll just say, veterans and current active duty members, quit being buttheads. And to everybody else out there that's thinking about us and doing whatever little thing they can to help our community, appreciate it. Now let's do some push-ups. 1, 2, 10, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. 1, 2. 460 something to go.
A lot.
Last 4. Let's go.
Wow, we're so fast.
No. 82. 83. 4. You're getting one level where this guy. That was terrible.
I can't feel it.
Start the conversation. Go talk to somebody.
And that goes for spouses too.
Spouses too. I'll leave you with, we few, we happy few, for he who sheds his blood with me today shall be my brother. Oh, and I forgot one thing. Like I said, I'm not going to challenge anybody to do this as well, but I will challenge you to call somebody. Call somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Call a friend. Call a veteran. Call your dad. Call your mom. Call somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Check in on them. And start that conversation.